Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody. We've got a couple of minutes before 7, so I'll just wait a few minutes before we start. And if you're watching this on replay, go ahead and fast forward about 3 or 4 minutes. I did figure out how to see comments now, so if you leave me a comment, I can answer you. Well, if I know the answer, I guess I should say. Still waiting a couple of minutes. I wanted to show you guys something. A couple of you had mentioned this last time. This is how I organize my embellishments, and this piece is just a piece from the designer series paper. I cut it to 4x6, and then I put them in these. They're 4x6 vinyl envelopes for your passport, Avery 74806. I get them on Amazon. They're not very expensive, but I keep all of my embellishments in them. It keeps them all in one place, especially when you start, you get a bunch of little ones. These are my color coding systems. I have yellow for online exclusives. Red means they came from the current mini catalog. And then I have this one. Green is for the annual catalog. So that's how I organize my embellishments. So it's 7 o'clock now. I'll wait just a few minutes. When you check on, say hi in the comments. I can read them now. And we'll get started here in just a second. I hope you guys can see okay. I'm having a little trouble with the lighting today, but I think it's okay. Usually I do it at noon and I sit by my window, so there's not any trouble with the lights. All right, well, let's get started. We're going to make 4 cards tonight. They're all pretty simple, and I've already forgotten what this one is called. Let me find my mini catalog. Oh my gosh, are you guys like me? I can never find what I need to find. Let me just look at the embossing folder. Well, that was easy enough. It's called Lovely Stripes, 3D embossing folder. Okay, we're going to get started now. This is the first card we're making, and it uses the Address to You stamp set along with the banner sayings. And the only reason I did is because this is a small space that I wanted to fill, and if I used the happy birthday here, it was just a little bit too big. So we're going to get started, and I will give you the measurements as we go. You're going to start with a piece of strawberry slush, 5.5 by 8.5. You're going to score it at 4 1/4 for a basic card base. I have a piece of Pretty in Pink that is 4 by 5 1/4, and I am embossed it with the Lovely Stripes 3D embossing folder. We're just going to attach that to the front of a card. And seal is back in stock. Ooh. So I have a whole drawer full now. Okay, and then we have a piece of basic white 4 by 5 1/4. This is going to be for the inside of the card. And we're going to use Strawberry Slush ink, and we're going to use the pretty little floral image. And I'm just going to stamp this little guy in each corner. Just like that. And then we're going to glue that on the inside of the card. And just so you know, these are also the cards I'm going to be making at my February 21st monthly fun class. So if you're in town and you'd like to come make these cards, sign up for my class. Let's see, the next piece we have is Strawberry Slush 4 1/4 by 3, and then a piece of the Floral Charm DSP, it's Celebratory Sips Designer Series paper, and it is 4 by 2 3/4. The other side is really cute too with all the little bottles, but I wanted the polka dots. And then this is put on with Stampin' Dimensionals. Hey Marilyn, how are you? And we're gonna place this onto the card front with Stampin' Dimensionals. I got sidetracked. Marilyn was my roommate at Backstage in November. We had a good time. Okay, and I'm just going to center this on the card front. Set that aside. Now we're going to use the 1 7/8 inch circle punch, and I'm actually going to punch my circle first. Generally, I tell people to stamp first because it's easier to punch straight than it is to stamp straight, but this one is easier. I'm just spraying my ink or my stamp pad with cleaner. And I'm just going to clean that off because I need black ink for this. And, oh, I need my glasses for this one. Good, Marilyn. Let's see. So I'm going to stamp one at the top and then turn it around. Well, you didn't have to turn it around, but you need to turn your stamp around just like that. So see, to me, it was easier to use the circle as your guide where you're going to stamp. And then while I have my ink out, I'm going to stamp the Happy Birthday, also in Tuxedo Black. So this is 1 7/8, so you just need a scrap that you can punch out of. Again, this is just a scrap of Pretty in Pink. And I'm going to use my 3 banner punch to punch this out, just like that. Put my punch away, put my ink away so I don't get anything on it. And then we're going to color in the flowers. I have 2 blending pens. One is Light Strawberry Slush and Light Shy Shamrock. Easy for me to say. And I'm just going to quickly color this in. I have trouble talking while I'm coloring. I don't know why. And then I'm going to use Strawberry Slush for the flowers. And this is just very simple coloring. No blending or anything like that. But I do love these blends even though I don't know how to blend very well. I do know how, I'm just not very good at it. These color in so smooth though. I'm going as fast as I can. Okay, now I'm going to change it up a bit. I'm going to take my Pretty in Pink blends and add pink to these little dots to pull in some of the pink. Okay. I'll put these away, and then I'm just going to glue this right onto the card front. And then this one, oh, see that? I had to get my thing going. There you go. Oh, we're going to add some of the pretty, I thought I put them away when I was organizing, showing you my organization. We're just going to add 3 pearls, just like that. And there's your first card. So let's get on with the second one. And where's my finished card? This is using the Easter Joy Designer Series paper. This is really pretty. I don't know if you can see it, but it's shiny. And then I also cut out some of the dies from the Easter basket. This is the stamps that we're using. We're only using the Hello Spring, but it comes with a die set, and the daffodil came from there. So let's get started on this one. So I bet you can't guess what size the card is. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Nothing if not predictable, right? And then, so the back side of this is really pretty too, and it's more of a matte finish, but I love the brightness on the shiny side. And here we go. Just like that. And then I'm going to use the same 1 7/8 circle punch and punch out a circle of balmy blue. Oh, and I'm sorry, this paper is 4 by 5 1/4, 1 7/8 for the circle punch. Again, you just need a scrap of balmy blue for that. And then I'm going to use my liquid glue to do my, this is Shy Shamrock. Again, just a scrap. You just need a scrap of that. And then this is actually Peach Pie, and I pulled it right from the Designer Series paper. Again, it's not a very big piece, so just a scrap. Hold on, let me turn around and get. So for the extra little piece of the flower, I'm going to put it on with a mini Stampin' Dimensional. And it just, oops, didn't get that whole thing off. Just like that. And this little piece is a teeny tiny piece. And I think I bent it a little, but that's okay. This is 1 5/8 by 3/8. And we're going to stamp the Hello Spring in Balmy Blue ink. You could really do it in whatever color you'd like, you know, that's in the Designer Series paper. Just like that. And I'm also going to pop this up on the same little dimensionals, mini dimensionals. I have to admit, I don't use these a lot, but boy, they sure come in handy when you need something small. If you know me, you know I use a ton of dimensionals, but not necessarily the mini ones. And there you go. Can't get much simpler than that. You could stamp something on the inside if you wanted. I'm not much of an inside stamper, but I try. So that's card number 2. Card number 3 is more of a masculine card. It is, Marilyn. I love the shiny on it. So pretty. This is the Nature Symphony bundle, and I love it. And just a sneak peek, we're working on a retreat sometime in March. I haven't gotten everything finalized yet, but we're going to highlight this suite. So if you don't have it, go get it. So this is the stamp set, And then these are the coordinating dies. We're going to use this one here. I've used this one so much, and this one as well. So let's get started. So the card base, once again, hold on, let me put this away before it dries up, is 5 1/4 by 8 1/2. And you'll score that at 4 1/4. And then we have a piece of crumb cake that is 4 by 5 1/4. I have so much trouble saying that. And that's just going to go right on the front of the card. Do you guys like seal or do you like liquid glue? I kind of go back and forth. It's one of my favorite too, Marilyn. It just really has, I don't know, I love it. And this is the Nature Walk Designer Series paper. Isn't that pretty on that side too? It doesn't go with a card though. And this one is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. We're just gonna put that. I like the smaller border along the cardstock. And then, let's see, I gotta grab all my stamps. We're gonna stamp the sentiment. It's from the stamp set. It says, I like you lots. I'm stamping this on a 2 1/8 by 3/4 inch sentiment strip. Again, that's 2 1/8 by 3/4. Just gonna stamp right on there. Put that aside. And then I've already cheated and I already cut out the leaf. And this one is way easier to do with the liquid glue. And like I told you last time, this is, I just add the liquid, the green glue into this one because it has a smaller tip and it's easier for me to use. And we all know that glue is messy, but awesome. Okay, so that's just gonna go there. Now, guess what we're gonna use? We're going, in your packet, this is a piece that I believe is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 is what you need for the thing. And we're gonna use the new Stampin' Positioner. And I've already got it. Oh no, that's right. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it off. I've already got my stamp adhered to this positioner part. I gotta see which way. Okay, so that's the right way. So I'm lining it up in the little corner, the corner there, and I'm just gonna put my magnets. And I've actually found a trick because I have a hard time making it stay where it's supposed to. So I'm gonna put a little bit of masking tape there. And then I'm just gonna ink up my leaf with a Mossy Meadow. In fact, I don't think I told you that. So both of the dies need a piece. So the crumb cake that I used to cut the die out was 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, as is this one. And then just press straight down. It's really good for masculine cards too. Okay, now we're gonna test this. I already have one cut out, so I'm gonna see if I can line this up because the last time, remember, the last Facebook Live, I didn't do such a good job of lining it back up. Oh, helps if you turn it the right way. I think with the little piece of tape to hold it in place, it just helps just a little bit more. There you go. Woo, it worked. Yay me. And then I cut it out with a coordinating die. And we're going to use the liquid glue again. And just put a little glue on there. Get the right card. just lay it down. And then my sentiment, I'm going to place up on Stampin' Dimensionals. Excuse me, I'm not sick, it's allergies. The juniper here in Albuquerque is super high. And then these faux bronze pentagons, we're going to use a few of these. These are also included in the suite, so if you purchase the entire suite, you'll get some of these. 1, 2, 3. I love this take your pick tool. It works so well. It took me a little while to get used to it. Oh, and then we're going to use, so I need to pull this back in. And this is going to be a test because I just want, let's see. So I'm going to kind of do this backwards, but this is where it's going to go. So I want my thing right there. Okay, so I'm going to put a little piece of tape right here. I could just take this off and put it on a stamp, but that would be easy. Okay, then I'm going to ink this up with a Mossy Meadow again. And just stamp down. I just want a little bit of stamping for the inside of the card. And this piece of white that I'm using for the inside is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inch. We're going to put that away. And we're just going to glue it to the inside of the card. You'll notice a lot of my cards are almost all the same dimensions. I don't know if it's just easier for my head to do, but they are. Okay, we are flying through these cards. I can be so fast when I want to be. All right, our last card is going to be this, and this is Everyday Happiness Designer Series paper. It is on the last chance list, so if you want it, go get it. So this is a fun card. It's not really a fun fold, but it kind of is. We're going to start with a piece of basic white thick, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, so a 1/4 sheet. And then we've got a piece of the Designer Series paper. It measures 8 inches by 5 1/4 inch, and you're going to score that at 4 inches. And we're just going to fold this in half. Use your bone folder if you would like. Okay, and then this one we're going to glue right onto the card, the 1/4 sheet of basic white. Just like that. So now this is your card. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, the first layer, is a piece of basic white. The only thing that's the basic white thick is the base layer, and that's just because you need it a little more. This is 4 1/8 by 2 7/8, and then the other piece of Designer Series paper is 2 3/4 by 4. So again, with just the 1/8 inch border. I just feel like the little bit of white around the edge kind of pops it up a little, or makes it pop a little, the white in here. So we're just going to pop this up on the card front using Stampin' Dimensionals again. I'm using relatively few Stampin' Dimensionals. On my last online class, I used a ton, and somebody made fun of me. Rightfully so, but all right. Now we have a piece of scrap paper that is about 4 by 1 3/4 inches, and we're going to use. I have literally lost all my stamps, so we're going to use the. Where's my stamp set? We're using both. This is from the Beautiful Gallery Suite collection, and I'm using the Gallery Blooms. I'm using this image, and I'm going to cut it out with a coordinating die. And then we're just going to use the Celebrate from the Beautiful Motifs. These are both in that suite, along with the 2 sets of dies that I was going to show you, but I can't. Oh, here they are. So this is the Beautiful Motifs, and then this is the Gallery Blooms. So we'll use this die to cut out your stamped image, and then this is for your leaf. And I have used this one so much. Okay, so we're just going to stamp. We're using Lost Lagoon. Again, 1 3/4 by about 4. It's just a scrap piece. And then I'm going to stamp my Celebrate. Just like that. So, by the magic of television, there's my cutout thing. Now, when you're doing this on your own, you're going to want to cut your flower out first before you do the punching, because the punch that we use is the middle one. And see how it's going to cut off some of my flower. But if you've already cut the flower out, it won't matter. But anyway, I just wanted to remind you. And then I'm also going to stamp the flower on the inside of the card just a couple times, just for a little bit of decoration. Let's go ahead and put this on the inside. The inside piece is 5 by 3 3/4. And that's so it can layer with so you can still see the designer series paper behind it. Okay, and then there's my leaf that I already cut out. And we're going to use, again, the glue. You don't need a ton, but just get okay. And then we're going to put this right here. And then my little flower, we're going to glue down right over the top of it. That's one reason you don't need a lot of glue on this, because you're going to put something on top of it to hold it in place. Just like that. And often when I'm doing this, I'll use one of the larger blocks to hold this down while I get the sentiment ready to go. Just like that. This is the sentiment, and I use the triple banner again. And just place that right there. And I'm supposed to put some pretties on there, some embellishments, but they're gone. So these are the ones I used, and they'll be on the supply list. They are called, hold on, Earthy Matte Dots. And there you have that card. So we're done. There's all 4 cards. Don't forget, if you'd like a card packet sent to you, just place an order between now and Monday, $50 or more, and I will send you a card pack for free. And remember, if you're local to Albuquerque, on February 21st at 9 a.m., I'm doing a monthly fun class, and these are the cards we'll make. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you all soon. Thank you so much for stopping by.